Good morning, South. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance with Tori Daniels.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll hear more from her later on in the show. Good morning, and once again, welcome to the Falcon Report for this Friday, the 16th of December, a day 2. I'm Madeline Freiling.
And I'm Dash Osler-Pierce. South Small Ensembles recently performed at the Board of Education meeting this week. Ibrahim Qadri has the details.
That's right. The Jedwoods and Chamber Orchestra gave an invigorating performance at tonight's Board of Ed meeting. The Chamber was up first, performing their spring concert piece, It Don't Mean a Thing. The rhythmic tunes and beat kept attendees on their toes as the Jedwoods followed up with the Carol of the Bells and Superstition. As the meeting came to a close, all attendees enjoyed the showcase of some of South's small ensembles. For the Falcon Report, I'm Ibrahim Qadri.
The annual Poetry Out Loud competition was held yesterday. After selecting a piece of poetry for this national competition, students in varying English classes voluntarily signed up with their English teachers to recite different poems out loud.
For everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not. Great God! I'd rather be a pagan, suckled in a creed out.
Before this rigorous event, students embarked on a process of memorization and extensive rehearsal sessions to get their recitation just right.
Said, suffer the little children and forbid them not. Said, love thy neighbor, because sometimes she's all you've got.
After reciting their pieces, the results rolled in. In second place came Cedrice Bramble, and in first place came Zoe Brixa, who will be moving on to the regional competition in the coming months.
Like lovely flower that has no scent, or music when the sound is spent.
All right.
Students in Mrs. Maritza Tui's 9th grade Spanish classes recently explored food around the world. Starting off by picking a country, students were tasked with preparing a food dish from their selection in Latin and other Spanish countries. The result was a feast of different treats including empanadas, rice pudding, arepas, and stuffed potatoes. Students sat down and watched interactive cooking videos, enjoying the day. As the bell marked the end of the period, students left with full bellies and stretched smiles.
Tori Daniels, in wake of her commitment and hard work dedicated to track and field, has committed to the University of Virginia.
David Providence had the chance to speak with her about this important decision.
David?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Tori Daniels, who recently committed to the University of Virginia. So, how did you choose which school you'd commit to?
Well, I think I put a lot of different factors into it. I wanted a school that would be both academically and athletically plausible, as well as a team environment that felt really like a family. And I think that when I visited the University of Virginia and I was down there for a few days, I really felt the school ambiance and I liked what I saw, and I decided that I would commit there and run there.
And how did you qualify to commit to the school?
Well, for track and field, obviously there's going to be especially since it's a Division I institution, there's going to be some qualifications beforehand, running a certain amount of times, and especially since University of Virginia is so academically rigorous, you have to have a certain GPA in order to be eligible for the team, and I fit both descriptions, and they decided they would have me on the team and offer me a scholarship.
And what was the recruiting process like to be committed so early?
So I started the recruiting process early in my junior year, just listening to schools, hearing out their pitches, and then I heard from the University of Virginia first in the May of my junior year, and then we were just keeping in touch, and I went on a few visits, went there, and I loved it. And then, of course, it's really an honor to be, recruited so early, and I just wanted to get everything out the way so I could really enjoy my senior season without having, the looming thing over me with colleges and schools and what school I was going to go to.
So you're obviously talented at track. What specific events are you most notable for?
In indoor track, I usually run the 55 and 300 meter runs, and then in outdoor track, I do the 200 and 400 meter sprints.
And since this is your last year at South, what message do you want to leave for younger track athletes?
One message that I would have is just to be perseverant, never give up, give 110%, and definitely cherish every moment that you're on the track, because you never know when your last meet is going to be.
Thank you for joining us, and congratulations on the early commitment. Back to you in the studio.
When the Falcon Report returns, we'll talk much more about cultural society activities. But first, a bird's eye view of the early winter environments. The Falcon Report will be right back.
With Spirit Week and homecoming in days of yore, our students are just craving more.
Spirit Week is what I lack.
Very silly, the spirit is back!
On the first day of Spirit Week, my true love gave to me.
Holiday hats on Monday.
Ugly sweater Tuesday. Candy canes on Wednesday.
Global holidays on Thursday.
Holiday apparel on Friday.
And don't forget the door decorating contest! World Culture Night is in a few months, but the Cultural Society has hit the ground running this week with the start of cultural practices. Chloe Dizion has all the details.
Right behind me is Tai Chi Racquetball, one of the many acts planned for the World Cultural Night. Recently, choreographers have worked with one another to design and plan each act. The result of this hard work was shown this week as each day members came after school to practice. From merengue and West Indies on Monday, K-pop and bachata on Tuesday and Thursday, to Chinese lion on Saturday. Each member, old and new alike, had a taste the following weeks. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait for the World Cultural Night this year. For the Falcon Report, I'm Chloe Dixon.
So, Maddie, did you see the snow this week?
It was only a little dash, but let's check in with Ethan Ruano to see if there'll be any more over the weekend.
We may have only gotten a taste of what's to come this winter, but chances of snow this weekend are looking slim to none. Yesterday's heavy rain will subside as today goes on, as temperatures will top off in the high 40s. Tomorrow, however, will clear up to host partly cloudy skies with the trend of sunshine continuing on Sunday. We'll return on Monday to more of the same, declining temperatures. Even if the weather may not deliver a winter wonderland, next week is sure to brew up some holiday spirit. Back to you in the studio.
Lots of wrestling action this week with a recent win and the Paul Grammatico Wrestling Tournament happening at South this Saturday.
For all the details on their performance, we bring in the Falcon Report's Alina Trzynski.
Alina?
Thanks, guys. The wrestling team had a blast of matches from the past week. Going against Lawrence in a league meet, Michael Quinones won the 120 weight class, Joshua Sylvester the 132, and Aaron Daniels the 160. The result was a win for the Falcons by a score of 48 to 25. Then, Saturday, South hosted the biggest tournament of its season, the Paul Grammatico Wrestling Tournament. Welcoming wrestlers from Central, North, and 5 other schools across Nassau and Suffolk County, South wrestlers set up 3 different mats and 11 weight classes of competition. The tournament gave both new and experienced wrestlers a chance to shine. Ultimately, 3 Falcons made it to the podium. South's very own senior, Aiden Mitchell, placed first in the 215 weight class, going undefeated in all his bouts. Junior Jonathan Diaz also went on a run, overpowering his opponents on his way to second place finish in the 285-pound weight class, and Michael Quinones impressed with a third place finish in the 102 weight class. The team made South proud and defended their home mats with honor. And that's sports.
That's all for this edition of the Falcon Report. For Dash Oshler-Pierce, I'm Madeline Freiling.
Have a great weekend, South.
So, Dash, who'd you say is your favorite Natural redhead.
Oh, definitely Ed Sheeran and Syndrome from The Incredibles. I thought it was done!